Hello everybody, I'm LJ479 back at you with the third Shadowventure devlog. It's been a little while since the last devlog, mainly because I haven't been doing much exciting stuff with Shadowventure, and school also slows down the progress. But I'm on summer break now, and I have some exciting things to show you. As the title suggests, I've added the first boss to the game, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll be returning to the ocean area from last time, except this time we're not underwater. Let me give you a little backstory. In the game, you start off here on this island, and you're trying to chase down the Shadow King to his own kingdom because, let's just say, he's done bad things. Inconveniently for you, his kingdom is on this smaller sub-island placed on the exact opposite side of the map from where you start. To get there, you have to cross this small strip of sea, which is a swimmable distance. Unfortunately, the king's warriors decide to possess the entire sea and make a massive wave that makes it basically impossible to cross. Basically, that means that the player has to swim down to the bottom, talk to the people of the kingdom down there, and then go on a whole adventure to find the special emblem for his armor, which will give him the power to walk on water and battle the ocean monster. Okay, time to actually make the boss. So, here's how the boss will work. When you walk out into the stormy ocean, a big wave will come speeding at you and attempt to attack you. Since the wave is like 3 times taller than you are, it's impossible to jump over him. In order to counter his attack and fight back at the same time, you'll need to use a special dash attack, which will allow you to get to the other side safely, while also damaging him. Although this is easier said than done, since you'll have to wait for your stamina bar to refill fully in order to use the attack again, and there will also be smaller waves crowding the waters, meaning you'll have to dodge those in the process. The boss also has the ability to crash, which there will be a random chance of when it charges you. After crashing, the wave will reappear charging at you from a random direction, so you'll need to pay attention closely and react fast when he comes on screen. I'll probably add sound cues later on so you know when he's about to come on screen, but for now we're going to have to go without those. To start making the boss, I made his texture and imported it into the game to preview its real size. Here's one of the first tests of the boss. Also, you might notice that the player's animation is a little bugged while water walking. But don't worry, I fixed this at some point during the making of this boss. Anyway, back to the boss. When I came up with the concept for this guy, I pictured him to be massive, and well, this thing's only like a tile taller than the player. So I went back to GIMP and amplified his size like 5 times. I also thought that these streaks that are supposed to give him a texture looks pretty hideous, so I had to go back to the drawing board for those, quite literally. It took me a while, but I eventually got this, which looks pretty good. Now it's coding time. There's not too much to be said here because I was just putting together some basic movements which will make the boss, well, actually move. Now, if you remember from a little bit ago, I said that he will have an attack where he crashes just like a normal wave would. Before I added this attack, I made the animation for it, which I did by distorting the wave texture using GIMP's Warp Transform tool. The textures were then put into the game and I began working on the crash functionality. The rest of the boss's coding process consisted of me tweaking and debugging it. One of the tweaks I made would prevent the boss from just going back and forth around you if he didn't happen to crash. There's a chance that if the wave passed you without crashing, he would keep going instead of turning around. To add more challenge, I made smaller waves that will crowd the ocean, requiring more dodging. These smaller waves will also spawn when the big guy crashes and rush out in both directions. To add some more polishing, I added a raining effect to create a stormy vibe. Carson is also working on a stormy ocean background, which will be the first animated background in the game. With this boss being practically completed, how about we look at a test run of it? I've given myself a lot more health for this fight, as you're meant to have leveled up and gained more health by the time you've reached this point in the game. Once we begin playtesting the game, I'll do some balancing to make the boss's damage and health better reflect your damage and health at this point in the game. Oh yeah, one more thing. I threw in a last-minute water rushing sound effect, but its implementation isn't fully completed yet, so it might cut out a little, but let me know what you think of it. Anyway, let's take a look at this fight. So what did you think of it? Please post any thoughts, suggestions, or improvements you have for the fight down in the comments. I'm always open to hearing your feedback on the game so that I can deliver the best experience possible. Originally, I was going to feature 2 bosses in this video, but I decided just to finish the one and put it out. Otherwise, it would have been like another week before the devlog was released. So make sure to stick around for the next devlog so you can see the next boss. Before I end, I'd like to let you guys know that I've launched a Discord server where I'll send you small updates and sneak peeks of the game. And I'll keep you up to date on the next devlog's progress. The link is in the description, so go check it out. One last thing before I go, it would be greatly appreciated if you guys share the video with your friends, as it will help me get the word out about the game. With that, I hope you enjoyed today's devlog and are hyped for the game's release. Goodbye.